You don't always have to go for standard shield pressure when you hit a shield. Because with the percent that Chudat is at, an up tilt is a huge opening, so Leffen avoids any potential shield DI and shield grabs from ice climbers using a very fast dash wave dash. You only need to dash forward for 1 frame, and then you will continue to move forward during jump squat, dodging potential instant shield grabs, and then wave dashing in for a punish. This movement takes about 15 frames, which lets you confirm your punish or go for something safer if they didn't bite. JC Shine is incredibly important versus ice climbers. The input is dash jump down B, and it effectively allows you to shine during the initial dash frames as opposed to having to wait up to 11 frames until Fox is run. Here, Leffen uses it very well to split up the ice climbers for a kill on Nana. As an ice climbers player, you have to know when you can save Nana. Chu recognized Leffen wasn't threatening him, so he saved a crucial fresh Nana stock. Ice climbers get a free kill off of a jab reset, so you need to be able to recognize when you're going to miss a tech, or even if you don't realize it, be ready to react. When you notice you miss the tech, if you're above 40%, you should double SDI up to stop the jab reset. More info on how to do this and how it works here. Leffen tried to OMS attack here, but was locked out from inputting the previous tech. Depending on how precisely you time your first input, inputting it earlier rather than later, it could be possible to avoid the lockout window and OMS attack this hit, but in a 20xx world, it's not hard to react and cover this OMS attack, in which case you're essentially just taking unnecessary damage. Simple survival DI would have been preferable in this situation, allowing Leffen a chance to recover. S2J is one of the few players who utilizes this platform slide off tech frequently. If you TDI and ASDI like you're going to OMS attack, but don't input the tech, you can get to safety where teching would probably leave you in danger. For suicide attacks, the risk versus reward ratio becomes more and more favorable based on your lead and how high your percent is compared to their low percent. If we assume stocks are valued at about 120%, S2G gave up 7% of his remaining stocks to take 46% of Shroom's remaining stocks. When you have a lead, trading is favorable. It's also important to note that there's almost no risk to this play, it's just a comparison of cost versus reward. This is because a common mistake made by Marths of all levels is to side B while recovering too much and in range of easy punishes by the opponent. This is most frequently seen at high level in Fox vs Marth when Marth side B is too low, giving Fox a free and very easy back air on reaction. Marth's side B takes about 30 frames, and typically there's even more frames after that to punish unless they air dodge. Stomp is too slow to do from the ground, so S2J got the jump squat out of the way, allowing him to punish side B on reaction or jump to safety if he decides to bail. Falcon's stomp reaches through the platform, so in certain situations, you can attack with it like this. This hit is pretty valuable because of the difficulty Falcon has getting his opponent to combo percent due to crouch cancel. At lower percents, you can TDI diagonal down in and ASDI down to OMS attack, allowing you to tech roll in instead of out. This can make it more difficult to cover and trick the opponent into missing, just as Shroom missed the dash attack here. It looks like Hungerbox didn't mash out in time, but M2K inputted the throw too early. M2K could have option selected the up throw by using both the control stick and the C stick, or by hitting up twice. It's possible he did this and was still too early, but doing this will increase the leniency for the timing on the throw after the pummel. Hungerbox has a bad habit of not doing jump cancel grabs. JC grab saves 2 or 3 frames on puff, so be sure to practice it. In this reaction tech chase situation, Hungerbox should just stand still after the wave land. This lets him cover missed tech with a jab, tech in place with standing grab, and tech rolls with his move of choice. Worth noting that on top of the potential 3 frames he wasted by not jump canceling his grab, he also wasted 2 more frames. When changing the direction your character is facing, there's 1 frame of turn, and to get momentum out of the JC grab you need 1 more frame of dash. This is why I almost never recommend randomly dash dancing while reaction tech chasing, because there's a chance that if you're facing the wrong way, you're making tech in place a couple frames more difficult when it's already pretty hard to cover on reaction as is. Going back to Hungerbox, I'm guessing what he was really going for here was a reaction pivot grab. Sure, for that option he reacted in time and would have been able to grab a buffered spot dodge, but it would have lost to a frame perfect shine, and it's just unnecessary difficulty with opportunity for error as seen here, when he could have just grabbed, in which case a frame perfect shine would still be too late. Watch how after every jab Hungerbox air dodges out of the way. While Fox can hit confirm the jab into an up smash, at lower percents it is not a true combo. This allows the puff to react and input an air dodge to potentially save himself from being down a stock. Here we see Wiggle out of hit stun being used to great effect. Hungrybox expects a missed attack, but M2K realizes there's not enough hit stun to reach the ground, so he wiggles out, making the jab reset effectively do nothing. You can mash the wiggle out if you're lazy, but I'd recommend for tight windows like this to time a single sideways input. Many characters have their legs sticking out of the bottom of their shield. M2K light shielded to protect his legs, but Hungrybox had a good timing mix-up, catching M2K in a shield drop as opposed to hitting the shield with an instant attempt at a shield poke. This is a problem that comes up more and more frequently the faster the character is. When you jump in melee, your aerial momentum comes from before the jump, the direction you're holding on the last frame of jump squat, and aerial drift. Mango messed up his analog jump and ended up with the jump completely forward, which aerial drift couldn't save, losing of a stock early on. Make sure you can precisely control your jumps. If you want to option select your wall tech illusion, option select it with up B, or make sure you're going to get a wall jump tech instead of a normal tech. More about ledge teching here. Plup read a shield here, but he waited to confirm his suspicions. After he did, he fast fell for a shield poke nair, and just in case it didn't poke, he went for another drop through nair. Legs poking out of shields on platforms are a weakness that can be abused in many different ways. This is another jab reset wobble setup that could have been avoided with double STI up. It's not easy, but it's possible. After most every wobble against Chu, Leffen DI'd the killing blow off to the side. Maybe this was an attempt at conditioning him to end wobbles early, but I'd recommend against it as it essentially ensures your death. If you survival DI, there's a chance that the ICs don't wobble to a high enough percent. Here's another example of the dash that Leffen does a lot. He baits a shield grab with a bad back air on shield and avoids it with a dash away, punishing after confirming the whiffed grab. If Fox grabs Popo at low percents, you can F-throw to hit Nana a large distance, setting up for a shine spike. Leffen goes for it, but Chu is very ready to protect himself, keep Leffen out of the way, and expertly saving Nana while simultaneously setting up a kill. Part 2 should be out Thursday. Click the bell next to subscribe to be notified when I release it. If you would like to join my Discord, link is in the description. Thanks for watching.